Hey, welcome everybody. So this is another beginner's guide to Lords Mobile. We are talking about monster hunting. So when we hunt monsters, there are some tips that we can go over to make you a better hunter. So basically on the first side is the research. So if you go on the research, you see on the very right, top right, it says Monster Hunt. That's where you do your research. And if you see Monster Hunt 1, Hunt 2, Hunt 3, 4, and 5, 5 all the way down here. Now, by doing unlocking those, you're able to hit different levels of monster. Of course, now more research, better it is. Also, if you're building a trap, you have to think about the might that you gain from doing that research versus what you gain out of it. Now, some of these researches like this, energy saver, energy limit, recovery speed. There's also like speed of the monster hunter itself and the damage power, things like that, where you can gain from research. Now, you can also gain some of the stats from monster gear as well. So if we go into the gear side, we go to hunter set. This is where you would get your monster gear forged. And if you see on, let's just say, legendary status, which is tough to get, but a lot of people have it, you can see that at a certain level it gives you energy save, max energy, it gives you damage boost, it can also give you some speed, 30% speed on it. So it's got various amount of things. And for me, I'm at somewhere between blue and purple and green. Let's go ahead and, so anytime you hit a monster, you definitely want to put on your gear or it does not take effect. So right now I have a familiar gear. So let's see what happens with just a familiar gear and my actual monster hunter set. So we'll go to this Blackwing and I will go and hit this particular monster. Okay, so once we hit it, let's just focus on the speed itself. Okay, so that's the speed that it's going at, about 4-5 seconds. It still did pretty significant amount of damage. Now let's go to another monster. Let's find the level 1 of same kind. Okay, so we got Blackwing here. So I have this particular monster set. It's not the greatest set, but it is better than having no set. So let's focus on the speed of the monster itself. We'll go with same heroes and we'll go and watch the speed pick up. And as you get more jewels in it, you'll definitely notice even more. But you see how that one hit took care of it 100%. So one hit did the entire Blackwing itself, right? So definitely I was able to gain like 22% on the hit damage, and maybe it was because of my computer's probably slow, connection slow, that it didn't look faster, but they do speed you up as well. And so I took 2 hits on this particular monster to finish. And when we start off, you may not even, it takes way more than 2 hits to finish a monster, but don't get discouraged and just keep at it. How did I get these gear? So we go into shop, and this monster set is one of those gears where you can't hit a monster to pick up items to get the gear for. Is basically you're going to have to get it through a shop, or maybe you could get some items during Guildfest or whatever, possibly, but most of the time you will not be able to get it. So if I go into purchasing market, then I may be able to find something. Usually I will not get, like, I no longer purchase it just because that's not focused within my game. I'm not trying to become the fastest monster hunter. And we will go over a few other accounts that I have that's got a little bit better gear as well. But this particular account does not. But you notice the research was decent, and because of the gear itself, I was able to do a one-hit kill on one of those monsters. Now, but usually there's a pack out here. You don't want to buy the Monster Bane pack because they barely give you any chests for a monster. What you want, the packs that if you decide to get it, are the Slayer packs, or what you want to get, because they end up giving you much more for your buck. Now let's go back out and look at the monster again. And for here, okay, I got my gear on. Now one thing I want you to pay attention to is you'll notice that my gear had a jewel within the gear. Like this one helmet doesn't have it, but you can see the chest piece has this just gray gear, or jewel, swift jewel is what they're called, and I don't have another swift jewel. So, but let's take a look at okay, so I have a purple jewel here. Let's look at the purple jewel and see what it does. So jewel equipment, this particular jewel, see, it gives me travel speed of 15%, right? So which is pretty good for speed. That green one will give you 2.4%. Let's see what this one does. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, this account's really bad with the jewels. That's what happened. Okay, so whoever I lent this account to somebody else, and I guess they combined the jewel. So the best way to go about this is, let's take this particular jewel right here. I am going to remove it with one of the chisels, and with the jewel itself, what did it give me? It gave me 15% travel speed, right? What do I get out of 4? So I get 6%. So if I break this into 4, I will actually end up getting 24% out of it, right? So instead of 500, I will also get max energy of 800 by separating them. So don't do what they do and combine all of it into one jewel. You want to upgrade it one at a time, but you don't want to put in jewels that's just got nothing in it. Like this, you shouldn't even put on gray jewel. So I'm going to use 400. See, it costs money to put in wrong jewel. So, but I am going to take out that, so that way I can put in my blue. That's one blue there. I'm also going to put in another blue into this guy here. And I will take out, was it this piece? This piece, and put in another blue there. Yeah, never combine jewels unless you're all blue already. Then when you upgrade the purple, get 3 blue extra, and then pull 1 blue out, make a purple, and put it into that slot. You don't want to combine everything you got for 1 jewel for a particular piece. That's wrong way to put your jewels in. Okay, so I got this. Now I got blues in here, a couple of greens or whatever. So let's look at what happens with this particular one. I'm kind of glad that happened though, so that way you guys are able to see by splitting the jewels up certain way, you can actually gain a little bit out of it. So now, only thing I don't have is this, but with the hammer, I'm not going to put in a gray jewel, because gray jewel is just going to end up costing me 400 without adding too much of anything. And my rule of thumb, I usually don't add anything unless I get blue or better. Okay, so let's find another monster here. I will find this particular one, and what I'm going to do is, let me load up. Okay, so I will load this up and I will hit that. And let's just focus on the speed of the hunter. So it's a little bit faster. Of course, you can't really tell just because we didn't do a lot of jump on it, but you can see statistically it definitely helps. And you'll notice it only did 66% damage here. That's because every monster is different when you attack it. So some monsters are easier to kill, some are not. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this guy up. And you will also notice you got one rank or level 1 here. You have level 2 here. And one thing that you will notice is, like, if I want to hit level 2, it takes more energy and it won't take down energy as much. Now, one thing we will see is level 1 versus level 2. Okay, so let's look at this level 2 here. Look at the rewards that you can get. You see how it's uncommon level, and then you can get maybe 8-hour shield. You can also get 400 gems. These are, of course, not exclusive, but this is potential rewards that you can get. Now, and you notice it'll take 3,400 to hit one. Versus, if you do level 1, here's one. Now you'll get rewards gray, and then a little bit less, like 200 gems instead of 400. And it doesn't mean you get this every time. You gotta get real lucky to get these. Most of the time, you will get something else. So let's see what I've gotten for past hits. So here's one here on the first hit on the Blackwing. See, I got that. So you do get some speed here and there. So you want to effectively do more or as much monster hunting as possible. It really helps your guild and helps yourself. And here I got nothing but RSS out of it. So it's not that wasn't an exclusive list that you get, but those are the best items that you can get. Again, and this is very typical. Most of the time you will end up getting resources out of it than anything else. And maybe you get a little chest like this. And another big thing, you get player experience out of it. And if you roll down, you'll notice it tells you how many hits and how much damage it did. So I got player experience 835. Each of my heroes got that much experience. And it tells you with one hit that I sent, 66.32% damage against that particular monster. This one here also gives you whatever was left over, 22%. That's what I did. Now, whenever you kill a monster, your entire guild gets a gift. So for this particular one, Blackwing common, which is like silver level, and then you got some uncommon levels, right? So I can open these up, and these are where I get additional items. Now, if you don't kill a monster, these do not appear. That means somebody killed a monster somewhere within your guild, somewhere within the kingdom or outside of the kingdom, and it got you those items. And of course, these green bonus, white bonus, they're from purchases. So let's go ahead and clear that out. So now, the best way about what level monster should I kill or whatnot is that what I recommend as a beginner is go after level 1s and don't hit level 2s unless you're able to kill level 2s within 4 or 5 hits, because else you're wasting a lot of energy and it's not doing anything for anybody except yourself. So you're being real selfish and lazy by hitting high level monsters. So people will argue about, oh, I want to hit level 4 so I can get the monster drops, item drops, like this particular one here. Let's say Blackwing. So you can get some rare items like this, especially if you get an eye on blue level. That's a great drop. But believe me, I hunt down many monsters. You will hardly ever get this particular item. You got to get real lucky to get this. And we're not talking about, oh, kill 50 monsters and get this. No, You gotta kill, maybe you kill 1,000 and you might get one possibly, okay? So it's really not worth it because you're wasting so much energy to kill this high level monster when with the same energy you could have gotten your guild and yourself probably 20-30 gifts on top of all your hits and experiences that you could have gotten instead of trying to focus on one monster for that little amount of experience, maybe one chest, and that one kill chest, gift chest, that usually most of the time you're gonna end up with some crappy gift. You gotta get real lucky to get something out of it. So don't be that person who deprive your guild of all of the good amount of gifts, especially if you're in a new guild. You want to build up a lot of resources by killing a lot of level 1s. Now let me demonstrate how much, like Bon Appetit here, I'm going to take one hit and see how much it actually does as far as damage goes. So when we look at this, it's doing 18.96%, right? So most likely I'm gonna need 4 more hits to kill this. So at 3,400 times 4, that's 3,500. So 14,000, 17,500 energy to kill one of these. With 17,500, I can kill way more level 1s for that, which definitely helps the guild. So let's demonstrate again on this level 2 how long it's gonna. So I know that it's going to take 4 more hits, and each time you hit a monster it goes up a little bit as far as the hit percentage. So earlier was 18, now I got 20. So I know next hit maybe 23, 24-ish. So it'll still take me 3 more hits to kill this. Now I know it's gonna definitely be more than 2, but less than 3. But no matter what, it's gonna take me 3 hits. This is when I'm gonna go ahead and just load up for 3 hits. Don't load up at the beginning. You want to build up your attack boost. You see damage boost 24 and hunts in a row. That's what it's doing. So let's just do 1 hit and watch another boost come up. So it's going to go up from what, 21% to probably like 23, 24% here. Okay, 22. So it went up a bit, and I know it's definitely not going to jump to 37%, right? So I want to go ahead and kill it at this point with 2-hit shot. Or, yeah, 2-hit shot. So I will go ahead and do 2 hits and finish off the monster. So it took me 5 hits at 3,500. So it took me 18,500. Now let's look at some of the items I got from hits. So again, very similar, whether it was level 2, level 1, very similar as far as the gift goes. Same thing here, right? So you're not seeing anything special. Now I got lucky at maybe a 3-hour research speed. But now, again, it's not that much more than what I'm getting off of level 1. Now think about what 18.5. Let's load up 18,500 on energy. Let's just load up. So I'll go 18.5 just to see what we can do on level 1. How many it would allow. It would take average of 2 hits on Bon Appetit. I'm just trying to find level 1 Bon Appetit. Here's one. So level 1 versus level 2, while that was enough energy to kill 1 level 2, I can get 4.5 of level 1. So you see, that will end up giving me 4 extra gifts for the guild, plus all those hit energies or experience, plus it's going to give me items from the hits as well. So you can see how level 1 lower level helps on the resources build up for your entire guild. And it definitely, let's look at a gift that I'm getting off of this level 2. This is what we killed here. 15 minutes, right? That's what I got, 15 minutes. So a lot of people will argue about, oh, I'm trying to get the drops or I'm trying to get the rare items. Good luck getting those rare items. You will hardly ever get rare items. So do yourself a favor, and instead of being lazy, get your guild the gifts that could be useful for them, and get yourself out there and do that monster hunting. Because there are people who will just go to, let's say, level 3 or whatever, or level 4, and just take one swing at it, like with entire energy, and basically pick up little items that they get out of it, and they won't even end up killing it. Now you've wasted all that energy and your guild gets nothing. But you're still, those people are still collecting gifts that other people killed monsters off of. So definitely you have to think about your guild more than yourself as far as your monster hunting go. One thing about monster, let's look at this particular monster, Bon Appetit. If we look at bottom left here, it's going to show little monster manual here, right? So it'll say, weak against this fallen angel, is immune to all ailments, strike at long range, and possesses yada yada. Take her down with physical attacks. So it says fit, take her down with physical attacks, right? So let's look at some of my heroes that I've been using. So if I look at my heroes that I've been using, one of them was Tracker, right? So if I look at Tracker and go here, like in hero skills or bottom, I can see the basic attributes, and it says magic attack here. If hero has weak magic attack, they got stronger, or they have physical damage. Just like next hero, this particular one, again 2200 on physical, magic is 348. Now next one, you notice how it's flip-flopped. So attack is 272, magic attack is 2150. So this is how we can tell that this hero is magic hero, right, versus your physical. Look at these right here, and you'll notice these have little wings on them versus the magic ones have these. You have to use the correct type of heroes. This particular one, Bon Appetit, we want to attack with physical hero, and we usually do about 66%, right? But let's go ahead and, for demonstration purposes, change out to all magic heroes, because we're stupid, and we'll hit it with magic heroes and see what happens. I'm gonna take this set of magic heroes and hit it and see how much we get off of it. 15%. You see the huge difference there? And to prove it, yes, I still have my gear on. So picking the wrong type of heroes will definitely make a huge difference. So I want to go ahead and reset for my physical heroes. And watch the damage, 78%. It's a huge difference. We're talking like, I mean, this is a great example of it. Some really don't make that huge of a difference, but some definitely will make that difference. Now, same thing if we look at Blackwing. it's a magic monster. So good rule of thumb is if it's a magic monster, you want to attack it with physical. If it's a physical monster, you want to attack it with magic. So this one is magic, so we want to attack it with physical. But it also tells you protect itself, take it down with brute physical force. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 2, oh well, let's try 1 hit, sorry. Because it's possible this particular one can take it down with 1. And sometimes you'll end up with 99%, which sucks. But, you know, whether you're hitting 50% or, oops. Oh, okay, so I hit a level 2 just now. I thought it was level 1, I hit a level 2. I'm going to go ahead and just finish this guy off just because I didn't realize. So we'll do 4 hit and that should finish it off. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh man, what happened? I thought I used the magic hero or something. But so that, and you notice this one spawned near his place, so a lot of times you will see another monster spawn right by it, just like we had level 1 pop up right on top. So make sure you stay with the right type. And for this particular account, I can go ahead and do level 2s because it takes like 4 or 5 hits to kill level 2. But ones that are not deeply into the research done, or that haven't gotten the research done deep enough, or doesn't have any gear, you know, you don't want to be the guy who's doing like 7, 8, 10% hit on a level 2. Then it would cost you like 35,000 energy in order for you to kill one. That could have been a lot of monster level 1 monsters that you could have contributed to your guild. And you've heard about guilds with 1,000 gifts or 600 gifts or whatnot. That's what's happening there. Everybody's actively using up their energy and they're using it correctly. So if you see anybody hitting level 4s, you know that's being real selfish and lazy. Unless they're really badasses that can actually take down level 4 pretty quick. So let's also switch over. I'm going to show you a different account with a different monster or a different monster gear to show you what Swift gear and monster gear can do, what type of differences it can do. So catch me on part 2 and catch remainder of this video. Thanks.